All right, guys, our guest tonight is WWE Hall of Famer Jake the Snake Roberts. How you doing?
I'm doing fabulous, man.
Good. You sound like you're doing well, and that we really are happy about that. And speaking of that,
Oh man, I feel awesome, bro. I mean, my body's feeling great. My mind is awesome. There's so many great things happening around me. I'm having fun. Um, I've got just got so much going on, and it's just so great, man. I mean, I had no idea that getting sober could be this much fun.
and you know what? Talking about that, the movie The Resurrection of Jake the Snake Roberts was released to critical acclaim. It's a great movie. Saw it ourselves. We've all seen it. It's absolutely
Oh,
awesome. What?
well, I
What
appreciate that.
yeah, well, what has the positive reception meant to you, and how has your life changed since the release of the movie?
Well, um, the reaction to it has been just wonderful, and it really touches a place in my heart whenever I feel people and hear people, um, coming out and letting me know that they're in the same place or they're needing a little help, or I inspired them to try or to try harder, and or to reach out to people that they've walked away from, because that's a big point in the movie. I think some people miss is, it's great that I got sober, but also, I wanted people to look at Dallas Page and say, why can't we be more like him and help other people? Because that's so big, man. Without him, we're not here. And I think, there's everybody knows somebody that is in trouble. Everybody. It might not be family, it might be an old friend, or it might be an acquaintance or somebody at work, whatever. You know somebody. And you're that person, you quit answering the phone on them. You don't want to deal with them. You turn the other way if you see them coming. And we got to quit doing that, man. We got to turn around and take the hard stance and reach out and try to help them. And I hope people get that out of that. I mean, for somebody to get sober, yeah, that's great. But let's look at the big numbers, and the big numbers are, come on, people, let's wake up and help somebody.
Mike Chiari?
Well, you're widely regarded as one of the best talkers in the history of the business, and deservedly so, in my opinion. But it
Thank
seems
you.
like very few wrestlers in WWE right now have creative freedom when it comes to their promos. So I was wondering, how much freedom did you have during your time in WWF, and how do you feel about the notion of scripting promos?
Well, nobody ever scripted a promo for me. Never. Um, my induction speech, they wanted to give me help with that, and they sent somebody to help me with it. And I wrote some notes, and I was supposed to say some things here and there, and they were going to put stuff up on the Tron or whatever. And then whenever I got to the door, I just wadded it up and threw it away, because I'm not like I'm not going to read. I'm not going to give a scripted interview, because that's not from your heart, you know. That's from somebody else's mouth and somebody else's mind. Nobody knows Jake like Jake, you know, and nobody knows how to express Jake like Jake. So let Jake do it. Leave him the hell alone. Nobody ever scripted anything with the Snake Pit or any of my interviews. The only thing that happened about my interviews were that sometimes I get called and say, hey, dude, you went too far on that one. We're getting calls on that one. And it wasn't that I said something, in bad language or anything. It was something that was really struck people's mind and made them think, or it scared them. So I thought it was pretty funny, when I was getting called out for, really getting the job done. I don't like the thought that these writers are doing this, but then again, I don't like the thought that they have writers writing wrestling, writing a wrestling show, and they've been wrestling, and there's a lot wrong with that. And the business has changed so much, and they this young talent is not getting a chance to actually learn their trade. They come in, and within 2 years, they're on television. If you're on television, you're under the gun, and you better do something to keep your job. So they're going out there, and they're hurting themselves, because they're doing stupid stuff and high-impact stuff. And dangerous things, and the reason being is they don't know what the hell they're doing. Bottom line, they just don't know. They don't know the art of wrestling. They know the physicality of it, and they know how to do all these fancy damn moves, but it does not take a great wrestler to jump off the top of a cage. It takes an idiot. Bottom line.
BG?
Well, Jake, you mentioned your Hall of Fame speech, and that was one of the most anticipated of all time, and you didn't disappoint in the slightest. It was an amazing moment. With the Hall of Fame a couple of weeks away, is there somebody that you would like to induct that's not in, or would have liked to have the opportunity to induct that's already in the Hall of Fame?
Let me think about that one for a second. Yeah, there's people I would like to induct. There's probably people you guys have never heard of.
Try us out. We're history buffs.
Buck Robley.
He got us.
And you got us the first one. You made me look like an asshole the first time. Unbelievable.
It's not
hard. Colonel Buck Robley and Bob Sweetan. There's two. So, I mean, business has changed, man. Hiro Matsuda. There's another one. Oh, hell. He trained Hulk Hogan. Come on, guys.
I'm awful. Now I'm going to be on the internet all night tonight making up for this.
Good.
Okay, well, you know, speaking about the Hall of Fame, it obviously meant a ton to you. Watching your speech, it had every wrestling fan, even the most hardened wrestling fan, pretty much broken down to tears because it was so emotional. What was that night like for you, and how did it help change your life?
Well, I tell you the truth, I can't remember a damn thing about it. You know, and that's the way most of my interviews are. I never remember them because all I'm doing is speaking from my heart, man. It's not something that I've practiced or that I've sit there and written down and reread and reread and reread. I just go out there and let it flow, you know. And the gift that I was given a long time ago, just like I said in the speech, man, you know, I didn't use all of it, but I used some of it. Y'all got a little bit of it, you know, but there's still some left. How did it change my life? It made it easier for me to hold my head high and give me that stamp of approval in my mind and heart. And I needed that because I was somebody that always doubted my talent. I was very, 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 very hard on me. I was never good enough for that ring. I still feel that way. But I'm just, you know, I guess everything that I've been through or just my attitude about the ring, to me, that ring is my woman, you know, and I'm trying to make love to her, but I just don't get it right, man. Not quite. I could always do better for her. She deserves a whole lot better. And I think as long as you have that attitude, your product's going to be pretty damn good. But I think when you think you know it all, it's time for you to take your tights off, take your boots off, put them in a pile, and burn the damn thing because you don't know what the hell you're doing.
Mike Chiari?
You've mentioned before that you worked behind the scenes and did some creative work for WWE for a period of time. If you were approached about potentially being part of WWE's creative team right now, what would your level of interest be, and what are some changes that you might try to make in that role?
Well, my interest would be unbelievable. But I don't think that would ever happen. I don't think I could do it. I'm very set in what I believe in. And they are doing so many things that I don't believe in, such as, you know, scripting stuff for people and doing the matches the way they are rehearsing them. Man, they were rehearsed crap, you know? And these guys are going out there and, you know, studying 2 or 3 days for a match. You know, are you serious? Come on, guys. And that's what happened, and the product shows it, you know. And the product shows it. And I don't know, man. I'd get myself in trouble and get fired probably within 3 or 4 days.
BG?
You know, I mean, I've always had a problem, you know, laying stuff out there. You know, Vince told me one time, he said, Jake, the perception is that you're mad and you think these TV people are stupid. But then they understand that they get exactly what I'm saying. Then they're right, you know. And that's just the way I feel, man. Nothing personal, but it's just the way I feel.
Jake, you spoke about the art of pro wrestling, and we routinely praise and reference the psychology of your work and how you mastered the craft of pro wrestling. Is there somebody today that you believe excels in some of the areas that you did, whether it be in the ring or on the mic?
Bray Wyatt, he's getting it done. I think they're holding him down. I think he could do a lot more. I'd like to see them turn him loose, but I don't think they're going to. So they've already seen that he would be something that would be hard to ramrod down a chute. That his character would be so strong. So they have to keep him beat down. So that's a shame. But he's very unique.
Well, you mentioned Wyatt, and you've spoken in the past about your fondness for his character. What do you think makes him so good, and do you feel he has what it takes to be eventually be a top heel, a top star in the business?
He'll never be a top heel, okay, because the people are infatuated by him. Just like the way they were with me. Whenever I wrestled Hogan, they cheered me. When Savage, it was Split. People are funny, man. When you're doing your job really good, and you're different, you're unique, and you got this edge on you that is very special. People dig that. They respect that. They want to be with that. And if they're scared of your character, like they were me, and like they are Bray, they want to be on the winning team, so therefore they'll cheer for you.
Mike Chiari?
You've had a ton of memorable rivalries and moments during your time in WWF, but your name always comes up when talking about the best wrestlers to never win a title in the company.
Right.
Why do you think it is that you were never given a championship run? Do you think it was maybe a matter of being so over and popular that they didn't think you needed one?
I didn't need it. I didn't need that. There's a lot of guys that needed a title or, the belt around their waist to call them a star. But Jake the Snake Roberts never needed that, and I think that possibly, I don't know for sure, that, they were probably a little worried because of my, out of the ring problems. I don't know. Maybe they were, maybe they weren't, but that's just the way it is.
Yeah, you're the Snake. You didn't need the championship. When you had Damien, you didn't need a championship.
I didn't need anything else to carry around, man. Damn, my bag was full.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. Well, listen, the biggest news in the wrestling industry recently was the retirement of Daniel Bryan. What are your thoughts on his departure from the sport, and what kind of history do you have with concussions?
Well, as far as O'Brien goes, man, it's a huge loss, and I hate to hear that. WWE needs him desperately, and I'm very proud of him that he was smart enough to get out, after being injured. Most of us weren't. As far as concussions for myself, I've went and done all the tests because I am having issues and stuff, and we did all the tests and stuff, and it did not come out good. I've got some spots on my brain that don't look good, and they shouldn't be there. And it got down to where it's like a question: well, how many concussions do you think you've had? Well, I think I probably had 2 or 3 a year. That's a very low number, because I think it was probably 8 or 10. But say 2 or 3, okay? Well, I wrestled for 40 years.
Oh my God.
That's 120 now. So I'm going to have problems. I'm already having problems, and damn it, when you do it as a job, I think you're smart enough to get out of the way, to get out. But if you're doing it because you're truly in love with it, like I was, the passion for it, the moment in the ring was the greatest time of the day. I lived for that moment. I lived to perform. That's the people who are going to get really, really, really hurt, and it's no different in the NFL, man. There's some guys that'll go out there hurt and still perform, and there's some guys that get a hangnail problem. They won't go out there for 3 weeks. And WWE's seen that too. So there you go.
Mike Chiari?
On the subject of concussions, lately several wrestlers have committed to donating their brain to science for research related to CTE. How important do you think it is to find out more about that with regard to protecting wrestlers in the future? And also, is donating your brain something that you'd consider?
Yeah. I don't think I would donate my brain, man. I think what I'm going to do with my brain, man, is I'm going to have just my brain cremated. And in my will, anybody that's going to get something from me has to snort a gram of my brain. And if they survive, then they get to keep whatever I've given them. Wow, I should have probably never said that. Oh, well. It's a joke.
Yes, it's a joke. Obviously, it's a joke. Yes, it made us all laugh, right? That's all that matters.
Thank you very much. Okay.
Brandon Galvin, final question?
Well, your appearance at Old School Raw a couple years ago was an amazing moment. Are you interested in doing more appearances like that with WWE in the future? And has there been any recent discussions about doing something like that?
I would love to come in on special moments. I would like to be an advisor, maybe where they give me a guy and send him down here to Vegas and let him spend a couple of days with me and let me look at tapes and talk to him. I think I could turn some people, ones that wanted to learn, I think I could help them. There's some people that just don't want to learn. A few years ago, I was giving Ahmed Johnson the help, and that son of a bitch wouldn't even show up to get the help. Look at him now. So there you go. But yeah, I would love to be a part of it, man. I mean, it was such a moment for me. I can't tell you what it meant to me to go out there, put my hands in the ring, and touch the mat again. And I tell you, the greatest part about that for me was the respect that CM Punk showed me, and I was really shocked that he did. Because I didn't figure him like that. I didn't think he was even smart enough to figure that out. But when it was my time in that ring, he went over and sat down on the ropes and just, turned the ring over to me. And that felt pretty damn good.
Well, a huge thank you to Jake the Snake Roberts. Tell the fans where they can support you and the Resurrection of Jake the Snake Roberts movie.
Well, the movie... where did you see that, Cody? The movie. I know it's on iTunes, damn it. So it's on a bunch of stuff, man. It's Jake the Snake, the movie. Jake Snake Movie, boom.com, whatever. And then you can go on my Twitter. And guys, I'll be getting back in touch with you because in a couple of months I'm going to have a book ready to go out, and that's going to be a must-read for everybody.
Oh, absolutely. Your stories are always the best, Jake. Another huge thank you. We really appreciate it. Good luck moving forward, and we'll have you on soon.
Hey,
again.
come to my comedy show, man. I'll be in New York this weekend. Come on.
Where in New York?
Whereabouts in New York, Cody? Eastville Comedy Club.
Fantastic. Well, what we'll do is we'll spread the word. We'll do that for you.
Man.
Another huge thank you. Good luck moving forward, sir.
All right, guys. Take care. God bless. Bye-bye.